When I first heard about Redfall late last year, it was just small snippets of information and word of mouth, and the impression I got was that it was just going to be a Left 4 Dead game with vampires instead of zombies. So I held no interest in it. It slipped my mind for a couple months, and I didn't think about it. Enter May 2nd of this year. As I perused through the news on my phone from my throne, I just noticed this slew of negative feedback and reviews cascading from almost every source possible, emphasizing how terrible of an experience this game was. All this negativity kind of piqued my interest, not because I'm contrarian, but because I wanted to experience the cultural phenomenon of a truly terrible game. I honestly wouldn't have tried it if it weren't for Game Pass, but I have it, and it's free, so I figured, what the hell, might as well try it out. At worst, I'd spend a couple hours in misery, not unlike watching the live-action Avatar movie, and then join the masses as a hater of the game. At best, I figured I'd find a mediocre, middling experience that I'd put a few hours into and move on.
Oh man, was I wrong. This game had me from the first vamp kill. Speaking of which, check it out. From then on, this game blew me away.
I found myself often yearning to dive back into the world of Redfall when I was away, and through my 30-plus hour solo campaign, I found nothing but sheer and unadulterated joy. Whether it's slaying vampires by driving a stake through the heart and watching their ashes dissipate in the wind, or taking on their cult followers by using the environment to blow them up, or some well-placed shots to take them out. I just found the gameplay and the gunplay to be super smooth and satisfying. It definitely left me wanting to come back for more. So based on the awesome experience that I had with this game, I would have to give it an overall rating of 8.5.
What? Are you high? Nope. Of course, this is totally a subjective score, but I loved it.
So without further ado, let's dive on in and explain why I gave this ludicrous score to a game that a lot of people didn't like.
I promise I'm not a broken record. We're just coming back to this one because it's so good.
One of the more enjoyable aspects of the game is the gunplay and the gameplay loop. I found it super satisfying taking out vampires. Usually a couple shotgun blasts to the face would disorient them and leave them open for a stake to the heart. And then clearing out their minions, the human henchmen, was pretty easy. A couple shotgun blasts and the room was clear. I feel like they handled the stealth aspect very well. During the late game, there weren't many options for silenced weapons, but early on, you can get a couple silenced pistols or silenced sniper rifles, sneak up on enemies and take them out. Stake launchers were another added bonus to the game. I just thought it was super satisfying using a stake or two to take out a full-fledged vampire in a couple seconds, and they also were pretty effective on the human counterparts as well. A single shot to the engine block would take them out. Which brings us into another great quality, the weapons.
Whether you like the powerful thud of a stake launcher as you take an enemy out with a single shot, or you like skulking in the shadows, scoping your enemies out, and using well-placed rounds to take them down. Lethal from a distance like a deadly whisper in the wind. A powerful sidearm for quick target acquisition and even quicker reload. Or using an assault rifle to chip away their health slowly from medium range. Or even if you just like getting up close and personal and taking them out with a shotgun, this game has a variety of choices to slay your enemies with. One of my favorite little subtleties is the sound it makes when you make a headshot.
Come out!
It kind of sounds like an M1 from World War II. Here it is again, just for reference.
Where are you? Now you're pissing me off!
So Redfall has a variety of weapons that range from common all the way to epic, with even some legendary ones as well. And those weapons are going to range in size and shape and what they look like, even within the same subclass. The shotguns are going to all look different. The assault rifles are going to look different based on rarity.
I've been waiting for someone just like you.
All of the legendary or unrivaled weapons come with special bonuses. This one's called the Perfectly Normal, and it's a moss that does extra damage. There's a pistol in there, a 1911. It shoots like ultraviolet bullets that's capable of taking out vampires without staking them. Then they have an electric pistol, which kind of sends like a electric jolt through them and disorients them, leaves them open for kills. My favorite weapon is probably the cast special, which is basically an M14, which in real life is my dream weapon. It just punches hard and does what it needs to do. Damn, where'd that weapon go? One of the characters, Jacob, has an ethereal sniper rifle that he can summon. Really effective against vampires, but one of the funnest ways to use it is to take out their human counterparts. Another aspect I enjoyed about Redfall were the vampires. They came in a variety of shapes and sizes and different levels of power ability. You have the normal vampires, which were pretty easy to take out with some well-placed shots and some stakes. Oh no, Justin Long! Anyway, plenty of these guys around to wreck your day. As you progress, you'll meet stronger vampires that take quite a few more bullets to take down. This one is a special one, the Burrower, that you find underneath the Irving family mausoleum. He's one of the 4 groups of stronger vampires, kind of like lieutenants, that have special abilities. The first of which is the Shroud. This one can create a shroud over the environment to block everything out and throws like goo spitballs at you. There's usually other weaker vampires or henchmen around, so make sure you pack a secondary weapon to take them out. This one's called a Siphon. He has a special ability where he can suck your blood from a distance, and as long as you're in his line of sight, he can keep doing it. Best option is to get out of line of sight or knock him down, so you can get a stake in his heart. This one's called an Angler. She can turn invisible and sneak up on you, and she has this golden whip that she shoots out at you and can bring you in to do some massive damage to you. Do what you can to avoid that whip and take her down. The last special vampire is more like a captain rather than lieutenant. This guy means business. You'll find him after a mission called Ride the Lightning, as evident by all the lightning you see around you. And basically, it's kind of like a wanted system. You earn enough rep, he'll come down and attack you. Best option, bring a stake gun and go from there. This guy will definitely put you on edge and wreck your day if he gets close enough. But it's worth it. He drops a legendary weapon every single time. I always thought the kill animations were cool for this guy, whether you shoot him with the ethereal gun, shoot him with a stake launcher, or finish him off up close and personal. I always like this. And there's my cast special, baby. Moving on to the negative section, we have the glitches and the overall lack of polish that's evident with this game. During my playthrough, I was booted from the game twice, but I was able to load back in without any loss in progress. I also ran into this issue a few times, 3 or 4 times, where the start button and the B button wouldn't work, and that kind of signified that I was losing signal, and so I'd exit out and load back in without any loss in progress as well. As you saw earlier, sometimes the guys fall through walls. This guy ended up staking through a wall. It's kind of goofy. It wasn't really game breaking, but a little bit annoying. This is a glitch where it kind of has this sprint animation the whole time while you're fighting these guys. It doesn't affect the function of the weapon, but it is kind of disorienting having the weapon pointed off to the side. It's still there after the update. I've only run into it twice so far, but it definitely looks pretty goofy. To fix it, all you gotta do is sprint and stop sprinting right after. Before the update, there was this glitch that wouldn't show the healing syringe whenever you would heal. It would just go blank and then you'd heal. They fixed it since the update. This one I like to call Old Faithful. Each time you go into a vampire nest, there are 3 or 4 sections that seem to have 3 or 4 different prefabs for each section that they cycle through. This pool section is usually at the beginning and it has this glitch on this right side where you can't climb the ladder, you just get stuck. Easy to jump off, doesn't break the game, but it's pretty reliably there. I have not verified if it's still there since the update. This was just goofy. I found this chick laying there talking about how they need help and she takes a nap. I've definitely seen a lot of complaints about how idiotic the AI is. Not all of them are idiots, they're just pretty slow to react. Except this guy. He's an idiot. But it was fun taking him out anyway. I also ran into this visual glitch when I was fighting the Hollow Man. I thought it was pretty funny. Wash your pits! Dude can't handle his deodorant. We covered the good, we covered the bad. Now it's time to cover the beautiful. These are the moments that I haven't ever experienced in any other game that I thought made this game special. Whether it was luring vampires into ultraviolet lights so that you could break them apart, and then staking their buddy in the heart. Or those moments where you're like, yep, I got this. And then all of a sudden somebody pops out of nowhere, surprises you, and you kick their ass anyway. It never got old staking Justin Long through the heart, even right in front of the forefathers. And the bad guys usually teamed up on you, but when they fought each other, it was glorious. This clip I thought was awesome because I accidentally hit the transformer box and it shoots waves of electricity. It doesn't look like it hurts them that much. It definitely gets me a little bit too. But there's this one moment coming up where I just got completely taken off guard. Oh, nice! This one, I love the setting of the underground cave, and I like the bird, even though Jacob's kind of an asshole to him. But I end up pulling out my 1911, the Ambition, trying to take out this vampire, and I actually get that one behind. I was like, oh, I meant to do that. This one, I'm going to town on this vampire. Pretty confident I got it. Take it out, and then I get the shit scared out of me. I haven't jumped that hard in a game in a while. This clip, I just love the effects that blowing up this propane tank has on them. Taking out dudes with this gun, the Lockjaw, another legendary shotgun, and the dude in the back decides to fail at jump rope. And now we come back full circle. Should Redfall be Game of the Year? In my opinion, no. It lacks too much polish right out the gate. Maybe if it had 6 more months left in the oven, it'd be a different story. So there you have it. There's my review of Redfall. I give it a subjective score of 8.5. The lowest I can go with objective is 7. Man, I just had way too much fun with this game. The glitches and lack of polish were far from game breaking.
It's over. No more Eclipse.
Say hi to Augustus Cornwallis, otherwise known as Captain Acorn.
For those that stuck around, thanks for watching my video. This video is dedicated to Brian Arvet and Joshua Hargis, the biggest fans of Redfall I've ever seen in my life. Go check them out on the Sacred Icon Discord server. And bring a snack.